Hey guys, today I want to take a look at every LEGO Avengers Tower that's ever been released. Yes, from small to large, this is every single one that's come out as of the 2023 launch of the big Avengers Tower, and this is a comparison video, but I think it's obvious. The big Avengers Tower is gonna be the best one, but it's kind of fun to take a walk through the park, and we're gonna go in chronological order to see how the Avengers Tower has evolved from the first one all the way up to the new 2023 model. We've gotten lots of different scales, and lots of different things achieved with the tower, but it is pretty amazing that we got the crowning achievement this year. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit like and subscribe down below, and let's get into the comparison. All right, we're going to start off by taking a look at the very first Avengers Tower from 2015. And just as a disclosure, I've reviewed every single one of these sets on my channel already, so we're not going to take a super deep look at the minifigs. You can check out the review for that, but really what we want to look at here is the play features and how the tower itself has developed, and we'll have minifigs in there for context of play features and things like that. So this was the first Avengers Tower, and as you can see, it opened on hinges that were built here. You could actually open it 180 degrees like this, or you could close it as such. Now on the bottom we had regular studs, so theoretically you could just keep buying these and build them out, but not very many people did that back in the day. This was a really cool set. It was $60 though, so there were 515 pieces in here and 5 minifigs, 3 of which were exclusive to this set. And as we look through that, those exclusive minifigs were the Ultron on the little like operating table here where you could build Mark 1. And then up front we had these windows that came out and you could deploy the Iron Legion here. And of course these two Iron Legion were the other 2 minifigs that were exclusive to this set. You could see how those were on tracks that could come out, and if you bought multiples, there were more stages there to put more Iron Legion. There's also a fire extinguisher here, one of the LEGO Marvel team's favorite Easter eggs to include. We have the operating table where Hawkeye got, operated on in Age of Ultron. Then we've got Loki's scepter up here, and you could move this little screen to show that the scepter was being analyzed. Then on the top floor, we've got Iron Man's little Ultron project computer here. Then on the other side, we've got a very miniaturized version of the party room, and you could lift this tab up to see that there was a gun hidden inside the little bench there. Then as we move this forward, you could see that we could move these panels out front, and there were actually hidden security guns underneath, which were very cool. And then the main play feature on the outside was pushing this tab forward, which would knock these windows out for a play feature. And then you can see we had the Avengers stickers on the windows. And the final thing is up top here. Go ahead and move the camera for this. You could pull this door down. There were stud shooters there. And then we had a little flyer that came out with some stickers on it. Of course, this didn't actually appear in the movie, but it definitely makes sense in the Avengers universe. And of course, you could just fold that back in, a little something like that, and you are back to the beginning for this set. So it was definitely a cool set. $60 was a lot of money back in 2015, but I do think that this was worth the $60 price tag, especially with all those minifigs, and it's definitely held up pretty well as a play scale tower over the years. In 2018, we'd get our next Avengers Tower of any sort, and this was actually a gift with purchase, if you can believe it. This launched alongside the Avengers Infinity War sets and was a celebration of 10 years of Marvel themed sets. So up top, you can see we've got a Quinjet. Looks like I lost a piece on the cockpit there, but I'm too far into filming now, so it is what it is. There was also an exclusive Tony Stark Iron Man in here, where he has like half his armor on the torso. I always thought this was kind of a strange minifig, but we're really focusing on the set as a whole. It's built on this black base plate thing here. They did kind of put the base of the building, which is the only Avengers Tower so far to ever reference that base of the building. And of course, this is based off of the MCU, although with the colors and the scale, it's probably the most boring one, although it does make a very nice decoration. So not a great set by any stretch of the imagination, but also not terrible, especially for a free gift with purchase back in the day. And that one has gotten pretty expensive, so obviously people do like this one a bit. 2020 was a strange year for a lot of reasons, and The Wrath of Loki was definitely in my top 10. Okay, maybe not really, but this was a really strange set back in the day. Of course, it was a 4+ set, so that kind of explains the lack of detail and simplicity, but you gotta look at the 4+ prices and just shake your head. Everything you see here, plus a little flyer for Loki and a little ship for Captain Marvel, who I never understood why she needed a ship. She's Captain Marvel. Anyways, everything you see here here, plus those two things, would have been $60 for only 223 pieces. Now, we did get several exclusive minifigs here, those being this Big Fig Hulk, which actually is one of my favorite Hulks, not gonna lie, and this Loki, which is actually a really good Loki too, with that great exclusive torso here. But excluding that, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain Marvel all came in different sets and different things over the years. So there's that. And like I said, this only had 223 pieces. It did have some flyers, but we're not going to look at those because this is just comparing the, towers. Now, you might not think that this is an Avengers Tower, but I looked it up, and according to LEGO's actual description of this set, it refers to this as Avengers Tower multiple times. If you don't believe me, go look at LEGO's website, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. We do get this giant printed Avengers A piece. I mean, look how big that piece is. That actually is cool, I'll admit, but beyond that, everything else here is pretty lame. There's a wall for Hulk to knock down on the side. We've got a little examining table for Loki's scepter. We've got a little computer here where somebody can sit in the chair and look at what Loki's been up to. Got a little Tesseract tray right here. And then up top, there's a jail cell for Loki. And I guess that this is dummy on the roof or something like that. But overall, not really a lot of crazy good stuff going on here. But it's an Avengers Tower according to LEGO, so we definitely got to look at it here. I think a lot of people would agree that the other Avengers Tower from 2020 is probably the second best tower that LEGO has ever done. I mean, it's definitely the second most expensive, so that should be taken into consideration, but this was a really nice one. This is Avengers Tower Battle, again from 2020. It retailed for $89.99 with 7 minifigs, 4 of which were completely exclusive to this set, and there were 685 pieces in it. So let's take a closer look. Just like all towers preceding it, we could open it this way and we could see some play features. So down on the ground floor, we've got an arc reactor that powers the entire building with a nice little sticker there showing how it's powering the building. Then on the left side, we had this cool flyer bike for Black Widow, which was a pretty nice minifig in this set too. And if we close the tower, you could see that this entire front door panel would open up so that Black Widow's flyer bike could come out just like that. So we'll open it back up and go inside. There was a little armor section here for the 2 exclusive Iron Man armors, Blazer and Taser, Blazer and Taser. The flame one is Blazer, sorry about that. But these windows also opened up, but they opened this way. And then of course you could have the Iron Man armor spill out there. We've got a little armory here with Hawkeye's bow and some guns, and behind that they are storing the Infinity Gauntlet. Doesn't seem like a very safe place to put it, but you do have to remember this is a kid's toy. Sometimes I forget that. As we move over to the front here, you could break Red Skull out by pushing these window pieces out, and of course Red Skull was the villain of this set. There's these cool little barrier things here that you can see that are kind of like the laser for his jail cell. Over here, we've actually got a really unique recreation of the opening device that, like the orb that held the Power Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's actually pretty cool in this set. And then as we move up here, you can see we had a TV on the wall, and it's got a news report for the AIM agent. It says, "What is AIM?" Then we also got an alternate sticker here, so you could change the channel or what was on TV, and it was a Cap versus Red Skull video game, which was quite cool. As we lift up the camera here, we'll just take a look at the extra floors. We've got this area here with a video game controller, of course referencing that TV we literally just talked about, and you can see that Hawkeye is on hold on the screen back there. So I don't know why they aren't answering Hawkeye's call, but maybe he needs backup and they're too busy playing that video game. The Avengers A logo is brick built for the very first time. It does look great. You can see this is moved, and I remember somebody back in the day used the same pieces and turned it into the Fantastic Four logo, and I always thought that was cool. We do have a landing deck out front here, and this does have a way that it can fall open. I don't quite remember how. I doubt you just push it. Oh, here we go. You move this out. Sorry, forgot about that. So you move this out, and then the landing deck could fall, so, some guys could fight in battle and fall to the ground or whatever. And then we do have a top floor here, and it is cool that they put the feet booster on Iron Man, referencing what we see briefly in Infinity War. We get 2 AIM agents and an open area here, which I always thought was kind of some wasted space, but it is what it is. And again, overall, this is a really nice tower, and I would argue it's probably the second best one after the big $500 one in 2023. Actually, guys, I spoke too soon. This is the best Avengers Tower ever. Okay, all kidding aside, this is from the 2021 LEGO Marvel Advent Calendar. It only uses about 14 pieces to build up the tower, and of course that makes sense in the context of an Advent Calendar. And, you know, the big thing here is the whole Advent Calendar was $39.99, and this was one of 24 little mini sets you'd get. So this certainly wouldn't be worth $39.99, but the whole thing in and of itself probably was. And finally, we have the $500 Avengers Tower, which came out on Black Friday 2023. Now, this is an incredibly cool set. I mean, I might argue it's literally the best LEGO Marvel set ever, and I've got reviews on the channel. Honestly, to do this thing justice, you really do have to look at every single detail of every single floor, and I don't want to just turn this video into another review of the $500 tower, but as you can see, there are so many details and references in here, and I've got plenty of videos on the channel. Check those out if you'd like to see those, but again, I really can't go through every single detail here, otherwise this is going to turn into a giant review of just this set. But you can see that the window can be removed up front. It just kind of slides into place, a little something like that, and then it seats at the bottom. And yeah, it's just an incredibly cool set. We'll flip it around so you can see there's some details in the alleyway. And yeah, I would encourage you to check out my review of this on the channel. This does retail for $500. It's got 5,201 pieces, meaning it's more than every single other Avengers Tower in this video combined multiple times. And it had 32 minifigs, arguably more if you want to count some brick-built characters. But overall, it is amazing and definitely the best of them all. Alright guys, like I said, obviously the best one is the new Avengers Tower in the background. I'm grateful for LEGO for sending it for me to be able to review and use in this video, but let me know how many Avengers Towers you have and which one is your favorite. Okay, maybe after the big one, because I bet that's everybody's favorite, but hey, I don't know, maybe some of you think the Advent Calendar one is the best. Let me know in the comments down below, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.